Open world games in many franchises tend to have players take on the role of an important hero who is destined to save the world. However, this isn't always the case for players, as their character can sometimes just be in the wrong place at the wrong time. While these characters may eventually become the hero of the tale, these open world titles mainly have the player exploring the vast settings around them as nothing more than a common no one. This approach can be refreshing for those who are growing tired of the typical hero characters in video games, allowing for a more unique open world experience. Some of these open world games implement its concept particularly well, and here is 10 of them. Number 10. Starfield. Starfield starts off by allowing the player to create their own character, though no matter what sort of path they choose for them, everyone starts exactly the same way, a nobody working for a mining company, mining minerals for bigger and better companies. Although it's the player's first day, they are likely to be in for a surprise, as a regular miner's life gets flipped upside down when they touch an artifact that is likely to lead them on an epic adventure. They are given the task of taking this artifact to a group of explorers known as Constellations, but the player will need to work hard to improve their skills if they wish to finally become a somebody in space. Number 9. Dragon's Dogma Dark Horizon. Out of all the open world titles that cast the protagonist as a nobody, Dragon's Dogma Dark Horizon is one of the best for setting up how significant they actually are. Players began their life as a regular fisher that just so happens to live in a small village that the dragon attacks first. Naturally, the player's character wishes to protect the people that live within the village, and therefore, the simple fisher ridiculously attempts to fight back against the dragon. With hardly any skill, they are easily defeated. But the dragon decides to eat the player's heart, connecting them as arch enemies for the rest of the game. Players will gradually improve as they explore the open world, but they should never forget their roots and return home regularly. Number 8. The Outer Worlds. The Outer Worlds is an open world role-playing game where players find themselves playing as a resident of a colony ship. Though the player may be the only one awake and is instantly tasked with helping a mad scientist from the character customization, most gamers will realise that they are just playing as some random person who is simply easy to bring out of cryosleep. Players choose a job description and to better improve or weaken their skills, with jobs such as a dirt farmer or a scientist assistant that only cleans test tubes being 2 examples. Other than this, players are left to shape their own character from the bottom as they work their way to the top. Number 7. The Forest. RPGs are not the only open world titles players are able to explore as a new one. The Forest is a survival game that leaves players to fend for themselves on an island inhabited by both cannibals and freakish mutants. In this game, players simply play as a father who was going on a trip with his son. However, after a horrid accident leaves the rest of the passengers on the plane dead, the player finds himself alone on the island. Hoping to find their son, they must leave the site of the plane crash and discover clues that may lead to where Timmy was taken. Number 6. Kingdom Come Deliverance. Taking a step back in time, Kingdom Come Deliverance is another open world RPG that has the players originally taking on the role of a no one, with a spot of bad luck. In this title, the player gets to control a character called Henry. Before his village got burnt to the ground, Henry was living quite a normal life as the son of a blacksmith. Henry isn't some brave knight or member of the royal family. As such, the other characters in the game will treat him like a regular man. It is up to the player to turn Henry into a valiant knight as he explores this medieval world in front of him. Make sure if you're enjoying our list to hit that like button and of course subscribe for future content. Number 5. Fallout 4. Countless titles in the Fallout franchise have had the players play as a no one. However, one character that outshines the rest is the sole survivor from Fallout 4. While this character may in fact be a significant person from the past, they are now being forced to explore the present day in the hope of finding their son. To many of the people of the Commonwealth, the player character is just some person who appears to be a little bit different to the others, and a few believe that they are from the past. The Wanderer is essentially a blank canvas for players to shape in whatever they choose. Number 4. Dragon Age Inquisition. Another great role-playing franchise that has its fair share of interesting main characters, Dragon Age Inquisition is a game that has the player begin their adventures essentially as a nobody who was in the wrong place at the wrong time. Before the events of the Temple of the Sacred Ashes, the player's character was part of some other group of people that had their own business for being at the temple that hoped to stop the conflict. However, after receiving the anchor on their hand, this nobody is forced to buckle up their ideas and eventually lead the Inquisition, though some characters will continue to treat the player unfairly. Number 3. Far Cry 3. Even first-person shooters have had their fair share of characters who were nobody special and just a random bloke. In Fallout 3, this is exactly the case as players take control of an unlucky American, Jason Brody. Jason was just enjoying his vacation in the Rook Islands. Unfortunately, him and his friends were incredibly unlucky and got kidnapped by some pirates from the island, resulting in the vacation becoming something else entirely. Jason may be a random person, but he is forced to become resilient in the hopes of saving his friends and his little brother from what fate might have in store for them. Number 2. Cyberpunk 2077. A large part of Cyberpunk 2077, as seen from the beginning of the RPG, is the yearning that many mercenaries in the Night City have to become a somebody and make it big. Even when the player finally pulls off their largest job yet, V is forced to have a rockstar terrorist in their head. They continue to be a no-one for the majority of the game. This is the reality for a lot of people in Cyberpunk 2077, as there are many people like V who are just attempting to make money they need to survive, even if that means committing crime. And number 1, The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. Lucky or even unlucky timing is what makes many of these random nobody characters become a someone, and this is especially seen in Oblivion. Players may not know why they find themselves in the Imperial City prisons, but this is what turns the player's character's life around. There is no significant backstory to the player's character, and no way of knowing if others can trust them. But even so, the Emperor takes a chance and relies on this random criminal to take an incredibly expensive piece of jewellery to whom it needs to go to. Players essentially remain as a no-one throughout Oblivion, with the true main character being Martin Septim, though they can make a name for themselves via some side quests. Okay, so that's it for today. So if you enjoyed it, punch the like button, comment down below, of course, subscribe to news channel for my Twitter and Instagram links down below. As always, of course, I'll put my TubeBuddy first in the description for YouTube needs, tag titles, thumbnails, all that good stuff. So that's something you need help with, especially like I did. First in the description, download it today. Trust me, you'll wonder how you ever got on with it. And of course, our partner channels, and they hit down below, hit that join button to put myself and the channel, and of course get a huge range of benefits. But greatly appreciated. But of course, you never have to. But if you don't, you have to subscribe and watch the next video, or something might follow you home. You never know, stuff happens. Okay, thank you very much. I'll see you all again very soon.